A global namaste and hello to all the lovely souls from across the world. We are truly delighted to welcome each and every one of you with yet another incredible Indian. We are more than honored to have with us the Chairman and Managing Director of Nazara Technologies Limited, the Founder and President of India Business Group Chamber of Commerce. May we please kindly welcome our Honorary Consul of the Republic of Mali, Mr. Vikash Mittersain, who's on the advisory board of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Center, Lucknow, a TEDx speaker and the author of several books, You CEO, You the Leader, and something very interesting which says, My Posts on Facebook. And guess what? At this point of time, he's already penned down 2 more books. So we're waiting for the grand unveiling. May we please welcome the man who believes in fulfilling his dreams, who had a vision, and more than once he went bankrupt. And then he's really ruling the world, the game world, with Nazara Technologies, be it the e-commerce, food industry. He's the one who's truly on the top of the charts. A wholehearty welcome to Mr. Vikash Mittersain, and he's here to inspire all of us with his very unique storyline.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I can't believe it. I don't qualify for so much praise that you do.
Oh my God. You know, Vikash, I've been so fortunate, extremely fortunate to know you in person. And it's absolutely an honor for all of us to have you here as an incredible Indian for this spectacular show, because we need your story. Your story needs to be told to everyone, because it's a story of inspiration. It's a story of few words, but double action. So we're going to get started with childhood. Tell us more about your childhood. What was your perception and what was your dream at the time you were schooling? What did you want to become in your life?
I never wanted to become anything. In my childhood, going up to my teens, I was the black sheep of the family. My dad used to, he was a mill owner. And one day he called me to his office and said, do you know I'm doing all this for you? What are these stories that are coming about you? So that's what was my childhood. People used to tell him that I'm completely lost it. I'm into bad company, and so much, So, but that was my childhood, to that extent.
Qualified electronic engineering. Yeah. What did you plan to do after that?
No, I had no plans. I was just rudderless. My dad put me into a college what happened? Let me tell you. I failed in my SSC, or in my first year in college. So my dad said, you're not meant for Bombay. You're completely spoiled. The reports that I'm getting about you are so bad. I'm sending you away to Sangli. So at Sangli, we had a textile mill. And he put me there, But, it turned out to be the best time of my life. He put me in Balchan College of Engineering in Sangli. But I had 3 motorcycles. And the whole house to myself, with servants and everything that I wanted was all there. Couldn't be better. So I got, if somebody outside would look at me, they would say he's spoiled even more. So that was my time of that day.
Wow. We always say that we learn from our failures. For you, it's been more than once. So tell us about your first venture, about your startup. How did you plan to venture out, and how did you really plan to go about your life?
So let me tell you, these are not, very good memories. You're taking me back to my bad memories. I started a company those years back. I always thought that I'm really very smart. I am the thing. The world is waiting for me. But that was not so. Very soon, in 2 years, I crashed. I owed money all over the place and I had to sit at home. The company shut down, whatever that company was. I will forget it. After 2 years, no, after a year or so of that, God said that enough is enough. This guy needs to come up again. And I got an offer which I couldn't refuse. I had started by then Nazara Technologies, but we were not going anywhere. I brought in 200 people as staff, but we couldn't meet the costs. So I still kept on paying by borrowing the people, but it went on, and sadly, it failed again after 3 years. So two failures in one life are more than anybody can bear. God came along again, and then I got a call from London in Nazara for Nazara Technologies. Somebody called and said, "Can you do this for us?" And that was something we could do. And within a month, we were rolling in cash. So it's not always how smart you are, it's greatly how lucky you are.
I definitely want to know about your story. How did you face challenges at that point of time? For any entrepreneur, it's the most difficult situation to face challenges. And what depends at that point of time is how strong you mentally are. So please share with us a little bit about that.
So do you think your viewers want to hear the bad part of my story?
Because then it will give the impact for the good part as well. And then of course we're going to learn from the business guru. Mr. Vikash Mittersain is a renowned business guru. So if we just get to know about the failures, the story of success becomes all the more extraordinary, because we realize that, you started from scratch, you started from a zero, and we want to know the story from zero to hero.
Let me interrupt. I didn't start from scratch. I started from minus scratch. I owed money all over the place, and I used to get calls at midnight. Are you paying me tomorrow morning? We're landing up at your office. Better keep the money ready. I didn't have it, so I wouldn't go to the office that day. And then all those things went on. Then I started getting threats from gangsters because naturally they come into play. That's their job. I went to the police commissioner. Told him this is happening. So he sent me a gunman with me. He said this guy will be with you for the next whenever, as long as it's required. He was with me for 6 months, but I never gave up. That is what I want people to know. That everybody passes through good and bad times. During the bad times, don't give up. During the good times, don't fly high. Don't think that you're God's own banda. It's your own doing. So that's the story of that part of my life.
Wow, wondrous. And this is what I want to mention to everyone. This story is extraordinarily special. We always talk about zero to hero, and this story goes from minus zero to hero. Because we've all known about you as a business guru. But I want to know at the time, I'm sorry, I'm taking you back the memory, when there was no money and you told your wife, Mrs. Sandhya, that tell the gas cylinder guy that we don't have money. I want you to tell us about how was the situation then, and how did you really manage that point of time, that situation, and come out of it?
So really speaking, yes, you got the right thing. And many things like that happened. The gas cylinder at that time, I remember sharply, was 84.30 paisa. My wife looked all over the house. She looked into the cupboards. She only found 34 paisa. And she called me. I was in the office. What should I do? I said, just send him back. What is there to do? We eat out because I had my credit card.
Wow.
So
And
I
you
could.
actually,
So my credit card was paid by my dad. Everything that I couldn't pay, I would put it on the credit card. So I took out a year, 2 years like that. And there were many things in and between that, but you can imagine it. Anybody in that state will have some trouble. But I always tell people that you have two parts in your brain, the left and the right. So let one part deal with the problems, but don't forget, you still need to come out of it. So let the right part of the brain work on that part. So that's what I did. One part was just trying to stave off the problems. The other one was working on how to come out of it. What to do? What is the positive thing in my hands that I could attempt? And we did that, and we came out. And God has had a great path in all that.
I really like this mind game. There's a beautiful saying which comes by business guru Mr. Vikash Mittersain that, someone would ask us, where do you stay? And this is what Mr. Vikash Mittersain has to say. You stay in your mind. Tell us more about this. This sentence could actually change everyone's life, Vikash.
So this is a fact people don't realize. Let me digress a bit. Your body, nothing but your mind. You are nothing but your mind. All parts of your body are meant to be subjects of your mind. Your legs take you where your mind wants to go. Your hands pick up things that your mind wants and eats it. Everything that you do, the physical part, is controlled by your mind. It's something that the mind needs, and that's why you do what you do. So that's what I mean by saying, live in your mind. To me, it never mattered whether I lived in a small flat or in a large palatial place. It never mattered. I was just staying where I was in my mind.
This is wondrous. Considering, that we all know for a fact, where you stay. Very, very nice and very humble of you to say that. Because you also know that you've been into e-commerce, into the food industry, the gifting solutions. So how did that endeavor come about? And at what point of time? Is it that Nazara, you were settled, that you wanted to really go ahead into the e-commerce?
So again, I have to tell you something internal. When I was failing, my wife said that let me try to do something which can support the house. And she started gourmetco.in, a food gifting company. And it became successful. I have no credit to take there.
Right. But thank you for being on support at that point of time, and very nice of, your wife as well to really be one with you. I want to come to IBG, that is the very, very renowned India Business Group Chamber of Commerce, where you wanted to help, for those who are looking forward to startups and entrepreneurs to excel in their arenas. Tell us more about the India Business Group, please.
So let me begin from the beginning. I have been a member of many chambers. I won't name them. So all the known ones. And I used to I was on the committees and I was going there to their meetings. Somehow, I felt that they're not doing perfect. I always felt that the members are not benefiting. It is only the top people who get the benefits of the chamber. So this is what I wanted to change. So one day somebody came along from Delhi and said, why don't you look? He also has a big chamber there. He said, I want you to start a Bombay chapter. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to be under somebody. But then he came over to Bombay and sat on my table and said, say yes, say yes, say yes. So I said yes. But it didn't work out because he wanted me to approve everything that I did. He wanted to approve everything. And I said, this is not the way, it's not me. So then I had already created an infrastructure like IBG, like a chamber. So I started IBG. That's a very simple beginning. There was no grand plans. There were no great ideas that I'm going out to help people. All that just happened by the way.
Brilliant. Coming to, we've reached a state where we also have the prestigious IBG Awards every year on the 31st of January. I want to know about, something where you really excel. As you said, you were always a part of, the consuls, where you always met all the consulates, at the consulates, all the esteemed people, and you were always a part of the most recognized organizations. So we want to know the lovely journey of you as the Honorary Consul of the Republic of Mali. So yes, we are here, my dear friends, with His Excellency, our Honorary Consul of Republic of Mali.
So there too lies a story. Nobody came and gifted it to me or put it in my lap. It took me 10 years to become Honorary Consul. In my good times, in my bad times, I never gave up that vision that I want to be Honorary Consul. There were many countries which I approached. I used to go to Delhi every 3 months, go and meet the embassies there, ask them, please make me a consul. Some of them said yes, some of them said maybe, but it never happened. And then because I was in the news amongst the consulates and the embassies as a wannabe consul, one ambassador called me, hey, why can't you come and just meet me? Why are you going all over the world? To all the embassies. I said, yeah, for sure. And that was the ambassador of Mali in Delhi. The day I met him, he said, you're my consul from tomorrow. And it happened. And I'm now honorary consul for the last 2 years. That's the Republic of Mali.
Absolutely an honor for all of us to have you and here at the Incredible Indian, which is brought to you by Progressive India TV. Thank you so much. And I do remember, reading your book, which is the CEO. And I must say that he's penned down several books. 3 of them are released and 2 of them post the lockdown, in a span of few months shall be unveiled. And I'm truly going to talk about the book, You CEO and You the Leader, and my posts on Facebook. And I do remember this one beautiful line, which I only learned from our business guru, Vikash, which says, if you're not networking, you're not working. In this world of net age, what would you like to tell everyone, to all the entrepreneurs and to those who want to really, get into excelling at the entrepreneurship?
There is a simple explanation to this. Don't complicate matters. In my opinion, there is a difference between winning an order and losing an order. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. When you're selling things, you need the buyer to be receptive. Most buyers, if you have experience, corporates, look at things negatively. They look at things how to turn down and not how to say yes. Suppose if you met this guy at a chamber or at some seminar and had a drink with him, the next time you call him and say, I want to meet you, he's going to say yes, please do come. Otherwise, he will say, fuck my secretary. And you will always get a no. Now, when you have met him over a drink and when you networked with him, when you go to his office, he smiles, he wants to give you the order, and then it is up to you to lose that order. If your product is good and if you've done the right things, then you are going to get that order. So that is the difference between networking and not working.
And, it's also magical, it's only after I learned from you. And I do remember you speak, and even your book speak about this, that don't expect, by meeting someone and networking only once with that person, that your deal will click. It's a matter of time. You want to cue everyone regards that as well, because I think that is very important, because, we all want quick results and we're so used to, wanting that all the time.
I've read my books, looks like.
I have. Of course. I'm a big fan of Vikash Mittersain. I call you my business guru, Vikash.
So let me tell you on that. Most people, when they go to a networking event and they meet somebody, they think that the job is done. It's not so. You got to nurture, you got to be in touch. Don't try to show the guy that you are desperate for his order. Just be lighthearted, talk to him, meet him again sometime, maybe over a coffee or a drink, invite him, get to know him, let him be comfortable with you. Business doesn't come just like that. It's very tough to gain. The door opener is if the guy is welcoming, not because you want to go in, because he wants to let you. That's when things happen. And when he has invited you to his office, he is 100% going to place you an order, even maybe just a trial order. But then it's up to you to pass off it. And I always want to add on this: when you are a supplier to somebody, be more than totally honest. Do not try to pass on a dud. Do not make any false promise. If there is a problem in your product or if there's a fault, please be upfront about it and tell him, look, these are the issues. If you have a problem, I'm there. That's where it comes from.
There are two aspects to this. Whenever we talk of business, Vikash, we somehow feel, and this is what everyone says, that you really can't make big money out of honest living. And there is something that I learned from you, that you say that always be honest. So tell us, how do you actually fill in this?
Believe this, that you can't make. In fact, anybody who is dishonest or a fraud or tries to put the wool over somebody's eyes, initially, for a short term, he will succeed. But eventually, he will be seen as what he is and he'll be finished. No fraud can succeed forever.
This is again, something very important lesson that we all need to learn, because we all think that, how come someone just excelled, and this is what we always do, compare. Someone excelled, maybe probably they took the shortcut, the easy way out, and we just feel that, oh my God, that's the way it worked for them. Thank you, Vikash, for that. I also want to know, after becoming such a successful entrepreneur, you also ventured into something you were very passionate about. Now, let me tell all our lovely viewers that Mr. Vikash Mittersain is a very young radio jockey. He's absolutely rocking with Chulo Asmaan on FM Rainbow and FM Gold channel. So what made you really venture out in something you were very passionate about, Vikash, after being super successful, and being, as His Excellency, the Honorary Consul of the Republic of Mali, and still just getting into All India Radio as a radio jockey?
There's a simple explanation. I'm an extrovert. I'm a bigger extrovert than anybody else I know. I just want to be out there. By chance, over a networking event, I met the director of All India Radio. And as I say, we had a drink. I had it, he didn't. He was a teetotaler. But then he said that I'm the director of All India Radio. And then it struck me, hey, why don't I try to become a radio jockey? But they wouldn't have me. By then I was already 63. Who would have a radio jockey at 63? But then I told him that let me invite business celebrities and interview and let them tell their stories. And that's where I got in. And I've done 70 such interviews of people till now. And I love it. It's a 5 p.m. Friday show every week.
And I love it too. I love the way you sit on the hot seat, as the interviewer, and wow, it was fabulous. I had a fabulous experience with you out there. I definitely want to know, Vikash, at this point of time, we're talking of the lockdown. It's been 5 months where everyone has a big question mark every single moment in their minds with, we don't know what's going to happen. Ke sara sara. Whatever will be, but we're all going through that level. At this point of time, how did Nazara, it's gone ahead leaps and bounds. I know it's into the gaming zone, and this is the time for Nazara Technologies to really, it's really, gone leaps and bounds. So at this point of time, you are going international, you are going every way possible. What's your vision for Nazara post the lockdown, because you'll have already reached a different level altogether?
Basically, we were lucky. We were in the right place at the right time. We do mobile games and several other things, but all based on the mobile phone. And that is what came into play. During lockdown, people were sitting at home. They just all wanted to do only two things: something with their mobile and watch things on TV. So our games came into real play. They loved it. And the business grew during lockdown, 30 to 40%. And we are really a multinational. I have offices in 9 countries as of date. We work in 60 countries. And we are now, soon as lockdown is over, we're getting into an IPO situation. So luck played a great part for us.
The way you buy companies is the way we all plan to really go and shop. And that is the way you buy companies. How do you get that confidence, Vikash?
To us, in the last 18 months, I bought 12 companies. But we buy companies in a little different way. We don't buy and pocket them. There is a management who had a vision to start their company. There are youngsters, and they have brought it to a certain level. But to grow to the next stage, they need help. That's when they come to us. We don't go to them. And they want us to support them. So we take about 60% of the company, but we don't interfere in the management. They continue to run the company under our guidance and our financial support. So 12 companies strong now besides Nazara. And we are still scouting for more.
Wow. So forward to someone who's going to help you out. So here, we have Vikash Mittersain. Please connect with him and be a part of the India business group where you will get brilliant ideas. And of course, our business guru is going to give you the right guidance as well. Vikash, I'm going to ask you for a beautiful message for all our lovely viewers, for incredible Indians to really make it in their own space as an entrepreneur. I must mention this, successful entrepreneur, just the way you are. So what is that mantra you like to give everyone?
So walk the straight path. Don't veer. Have ambition, but not over ambition. Be very careful on the decisions that you take on a day-to-day basis. Treat your employees very well because you are nothing but your employees. You can do nothing yourself. So don't try to roughshod them. Don't try to, cheat them. They are you. So there are many such small things that you need to look into, that you need to be careful about while working. It's the day-to-day decision that takes you on the long road.
What is your fitness mantra? How do you keep yourself so fit, mentally as well as physically? Do you have something special that you really look forward to?
I'm not that fit. I would like to be much more. But I'm hoping and trying. Mentally, as I said, I live in my mind. That is my space. That is my life. That's why I do so many things. That's why I think of so much. It's the brain finally. I think I mentioned in the beginning, your whole body is just a function of your brain. You are here because of your brain. You're here for your brain. So mentally you get strong and don't give up. Never, never, never give up on anything.
छूलो आसमान इनका ब्यूटीफुल प्रोग्राम होता है ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पे वेयर विकास मित्तर सेन एक रेडियो जॉकी हैं लेकिन विकास अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं that which planet would you like to go on for a future trip, which planet would you choose?
I think I love my earth, Mother Earth. I don't want to be anywhere else. I've come here and I will go from here, wherever I have to go after that.
That's so nice. I want you to share with all our viewers, ऐसा कोई instance हो where you had trouble in taking the business decision, yes or no, whether you do the SWOT analysis, how do you analyze, and then whatever decision you took based on that, maybe you were skeptical at that point of time, but it excelled, or it could be the reverse. One example, live example, where people could, actually get to learn about how to do business.
So very minor things. Of course, it's experience which guides your, people have to work while you have a brain, while you have a thinking power. There is something called gut feel. Even if the brain says no, but your gut says, yes, this is going to work out, go for it. Acquired one a small children's company, education company, and I didn't see how this would grow. But my team said, sir, go for it. We went for it, and it's one of the biggest companies in children's education in USA now.
Wow.
That's why it's not always a calculated move. Sometimes you also have got to go with your gut and with the flow.
You believe a lot by going ahead and moving ahead with what your heart says, which is completely a no-no for entrepreneurs. I mean, we just can't think from the heart, but from the mind. How do you manage thinking from the heart and excelling it as well?
The heart is nothing but the subconscious. Your subconscious has already got trained. One thing I never do is take a decision on the spot. Always, and I say this often, always sleep overnight. Because when you first hear something or get to know something, it is your upper layer of the brain that is responding. You sleep overnight, that thing has sunk in. Your subconscious has played with it around. The next day, mostly you will have a different opinion. So don't take spot decisions. Always wait. Let your subconscious work on your issue, positive or negative. You will have your answer the next day.
So we're getting all the mantras from our business guru, and I'm sure we are now very eager to read the books as well, which you can, of course, order on Amazon and take a look and read them and actually digest that book. And trust me, you'll be a great entrepreneur. A message for those who really want to get into startups, because India is pretty young, with 65% of the population being below the age of 35 years. And in a world of today, where everything has changed, we are in the digital economy with technology taking its place, every single day, every single household. What do you have to say for those who are looking forward to start up?
India has a new name now. It's also called Startup Nation. Around the world, people know India as Startup Nation, primarily because of our demographics. We have so many youngsters, and believe me, the youngsters of today are absolutely extraordinary. They are so mature, they know the things, they know the world, they're not living in a cocoon. Our future is our young generation.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And this is really absolutely incredible. A great conversation here at Incredible Indians with our business guru, Mr. Vikash Mittersain. One last piece of advice for everyone on living life holistically, complete, just the way you are. I know you have a beautiful family life, and I love your granddaughter who is 3 years young, and she's extremely adorable. You keep your family happy, you keep your colleagues happy. At the same time, you connect everyone to the different consulates for really going international and becoming a global citizen of the world. At the same time, you really appreciate everyone who is a part of IPG and help people out. How are you a perfect figure in every endeavor? Towards the end, we like you to please guide us on the same so that we could also excel in every avatar of ours.
Saying that because you don't know my hidden faults.
So tell us, please tell us. We want to know that. Now I want to know that.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you, everything around me works because I am intrinsically a happy man. Nothing ever took away that happiness, that nature of mine. Even when I was bankrupt, I was still happy because I knew that I'm going to emerge out of this. I have to just wait and bide my time. So it is happy. Be happy. Be honest. Be happy. Everything will fall in place.
Be honest, be happy. With this, we're going to thank Mr. Vikash Mittersain for being here with us. And I truly loved and had a great time with you. And, all the answers that we usually expect, out of, someone who's, renowned like you, was completely different. And I just love this. Just be happy. Just be honest. This is the simple, basic values of humanity. And you adopted in your business. That's phenomenal. So here we are with us. Yet another incredible Indian, Mr. Vikash Mittersain, and we thank you for your valuable time. It's absolutely an honor for all of us to have you in our show, Incredible Indians. Thank you so much. Thank you to Progressive India TV and DDF Advertising. My name is Simran Ahuja, and I would like to thank Mr. Vikash Mittersain for your valuable time and your inputs. And thank you for being incredible. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Simran. I loved every moment of this.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
God.